reading the 2020 paper with the extract from the Silk Factory. So we're going to start with paper 1, question 1. So the first thing to do before having a look at the source is to check that you understand what's required of you in the question. It says here, read again the first part of the source from lines 1 to 4, and then it asks you to list 4 things about Rosie from this part of the source. So very important that you stick to the correct section of this text, or you will not pick up any marks. So very quickly just rule off the section that you're looking at, and I would suggest that you read it through twice, once without any annotating and then a second time highlighting things that you could include about Rosie. It was the first day at the house that Rosie saw the stranger child standing at the sink, her hands deep in studs. Rosie was overwhelmed by the task that lay ahead of her. Tired after the long drive from London the evening before, she gazed vaguely at the sunlit, overgrown garden where Sam and Cara were playing. So, what I can learn here is that it was on the first day that Rosie saw the stranger child, so that tells me something about Rosie. Rosie was standing at the sink. She had her hands deep in suds. Rosie was overwhelmed by the task that lay ahead of her. She was tired, and that she gazed vaguely at the sunlit, overgrown garden. So there's quite a lot of information there that I could include. The next thing to remember, of course, is that to avoid any ambiguity or confusion for the examiner, I need to be writing a list of 4 statements, and within those I should try to write 4 simple sentences, each one starting with the focus. So for example, that focus is Rosie. So I could say Rosie has just moved house. And I know that because it tells me that it was the first day on their house. I could say that Rosie sees a stranger child on her first day in the house. Rosie was standing at the sink. And I could say also that Rosie was overwhelmed. Rosie was overwhelmed with the tasks that she had to complete. So that would get me a total of 4 out of 4. You would want to spend no longer than 5 minutes on this question. It's really important to point out here that you need to write in complete sentences so that there is perfect sense in what you're saying. A common error with this paper is that many students wrote that Rosie gazed vaguely at the sunlit. And that's an incomplete statement. If you'd written Rosie gazed vaguely at the sunlit, overgrown garden, then that would have got you the mark. So do make sure that you're writing in complete sentences. Okay, I hope that helps, guys.